Hello and welcome back to the Fantasy Football Cheat Sheet, a show that we've created here at Dream Team so that all of you are up to date with the latest injuries, suspensions, team news and tactical insight. All so that you can pick the right players for your fantasy teams ahead of the weekend's fixtures. And we must stress all of this information is from official sources, plus it's relevant to all fantasy football games, even if you're not signed up to our very own Dream Team. Every week the show will be released once all of the managers' press conferences have taken place on a Friday. That means we'll be bang up to date with all the latest information. And if you want even more help, we now offer a Dream Team Coach subscription service, which includes tons of extra statistics and insights to help you improve your team. Now for the headline news. Let's start with the news that Manchester's biggest club is kicking off their Premier League this week. And so is Manchester United. So that means fantasy football points hoover and penalty maestro Bruno Fernandes should be playing. New boy Donny van de Beek is fit and Ole says you're likely to see him, while Paul Pogba, Luke Shaw and Mason Greenwood are all available for selection. Meanwhile, on the blue side of the city, Pep confirms Riyad Mahrez will be available, but probably not Aymeric Laporte. He also confirmed Aguero will miss the game against Wolves, so you may have to put your faith in Jesus again. However, point magnets Sterling and De Bruyne are available, so now may be the time to sub them in after Man City skipped game week 1. And now with Dream Team you get 5 subs a month. Might as well use them. This is the section where we find out which players we're welcoming into the treatment room this week. And all the overworked Premier League physios out there will be happy to hear there's not too much to report. Nathan Redmond is confirmed out for Southampton's clash against Spurs this weekend after Ralph Hasenhüttl said he suffered an ankle ligament injury against Brentford. Everton defender Jared Branthwaite has suffered torn ligaments in his left ankle, with Ancelotti confirming he will be out for 3 to 5 weeks. And Burnley's Johan Berg Gudmundsson suffered a damaged medial ligament against Sheffield United in the Carabao Cup, with no potential return date yet. Like I said, quiet week, but if you listen closely, you can hear the sound of those crunching tackles coming over the hill. Training ground update. Now we've looked at all the new injuries, let's have a look at those who are currently out and whether there's any chance of them returning soon. We'll try and pick out the key names we know all you lot will be wanting to pick too. As predicted by Andy last week, James Maddison came on against West Brom last weekend, although for now he's likely to remain on the bench. As Roger says, we don't have to rush anyone back. Christian Fuchs was in the squad too, but for Fuchs' sake he was left on the bench, so maybe hold off on picking him just yet. David Luiz is fit to return if you feel like giving away a few penalties. But even if you're not picking him, Arteta might. So keep this in mind if picking any Arsenal defenders, as Mikel Arteta seems to have inherited his mentor Pep's love of switching things up. Ryan Fraser has returned to fitness and is available again, having made his debut midweek for Newcastle, in which he scored against Blackburn Rovers in the League Cup. Kieran Clark, Matt Ritchie and Alain Saint-Maximin all appeared too, so could be in contention to play against Brighton. Marcelo Bielsa confirmed that Leeds captain Liam Cooper will be ready for their clash against Fulham. He said, well, actually I don't know because I can't speak Spanish, but his translator said, we think Cooper will be ready to play the game on Saturday. Well, there may soon be a return of long-term absentee Adam Forshaw, who's been taking part in training too. Ashley Barnes could soon return for Burnley too, with Sean Dyche confirming the striker will play 2 under-23 games next week. I know what you're thinking, but 2 under-23s actually makes 46, so he's well underage. The Naughty Step, sponsored by Gareth Barry. Right, in honour of the man who received 125 yellow cards and 6 reds, we take a quick look at who's suspended ahead of the weekend. This week, it looks awful lonely on the Naughty Step, as Johnny Evans is the only player suspended, with Mateo Kovacic available again after having served his 1-match ban. Evans has 1 more game left in his suspension, then he'll be free as a bird. Or fox, in this case. So watch your bins. This is the section where we recommend 3 players you should transfer into your teams ahead of this weekend. First up, Willian. The Arsenal new boy has wasted no time in settling in, already gaining 2 assists against Fulham last weekend. Meanwhile, West Ham have only beaten Arsenal once in their last 13 meetings at the Emirates, so we're banking on an Arsenal win due in part to a bit of Willian magic. Next up, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. The Everton striker has already scored against Spurs last weekend and even has 3 goals in 3 games if you count pre-season. Although if you count pre-season, Spurs have won silverware in the past 10 years, which just feels wrong. But Everton's upcoming fixture list doesn't look bad either. They face newly promoted West Brom this weekend, followed by Palace and Brighton in the coming weeks. So Calvert-Lewin may be able to run riot. And finally, Danny Ings. The Saints face Spurs this weekend and Ings has scored against them in 3 of their previous 4 meetings. No wonder they just tried to sign him. Plus, Spurs have had a ropey start to the season, losing to Everton at home last weekend and barely scraping a win against the Bulgarian side, Lokomotiv Plovdiv. It's not too late to change your mind, Mr. Bale. But Danny Ings bagged 22 goals in 38 Premier League games last season and is only in 7.5% of your teams. Might be worth considering. Alright, so you're up to speed with who's available. Let's get some predicted lineups coming your way. And disclaimer, we're not psychic here at Dream Team, but these lineups are based on all the information that we've read. Ultimately, we don't know what the gaffers are thinking, but we've done our best for you. Well, that is that for this week, and hopefully we've helped you gain some extra points this weekend. But as I mentioned earlier, if you need more help, you can sign up to our brand new Dream Team Coach subscription service, which offers loads of extra stats and helpful information. And it goes without saying, if you're not already signed up to Dream Team, what are you waiting for? There's still time to set up a mini league with a group of friends, and it's free after all. But for now, best of luck this weekend, and we'll see you again next week.